So autistic people, I mean, like, how much do the general public know about autistic people? I'm discussing all of that right now in this video coming up. Okay, so basically I am Dan. My name is Dan. I have Aspergers Syndrome, a diagnosis of Aspergers Syndrome, which is now ASD. I also have OCD, ADHD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on autism and mental health and all that kind of stuff. So if you're new around here and you want to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button and tick the notification bell. Also, if you're watching over on Facebook, make sure to give this page a like and a follow so you see daily videos from me. Hey guys, at the beginning of every video, I like to ask questions from some of you guys. So if you want to be featured in a video just like this, make sure to head over to my Instagram page and give me a follow. Link is in the description and my name tag is above here. You may be in with a chance of getting your question asked in a video just like this. Okay, so the first question I've got for today's video is from GIOFSF, and they said, what's your latest favorite part/process involved on being a YouTuber? Okay, so my favorite process involved in being a YouTuber is the pushing out content. I just love making content and putting it out. So I want to put out as much content as possible. I just love that. Okay, so the next comment here is from 96 ESALGADO, and they said, what do you like to do for fun? I love skateboarding. Skateboarding is kind of like an old hobby of mine. I started when I was about 13. I just love it. Okay, so the last question is from Fancy Tomato 666, and they said, how did you manage to finish university while having with ADHD? I can't seem to get the hang of it. Well, when I was in university, I actually had a disabled student officer who was like a mentor. I had a note taker, an in-class mentor, an in the lab mentor because I did chemistry, and that was just amazing. The support, the disabled student support was just phenomenal. So I highly recommend anybody who is in university to see if there's a disabled student support system there for you. Right, let's get on with it. So basically, guys, gotta get my water, gotta stay hydrated. Basically, there's this thing where, there's this common misconception of autistic people that everybody is like Rain Man, right? And I did a talk for the National Autistic Society talking about this exact thing where everyone thought, oh, everybody who's got autism is Rain Man. So what is Rain Man, one may ask? Well, Rain Man was a movie that featured Dustin Hoffman as an autistic savant individual with Tom Cruise, and there's a bunch of stuff that goes with it. But the interesting thing about it is Rain Man is a savant, which is kind of, it's on the autism spectrum, but it isn't basically what you see as a day-to-day autistic individual. This is why I wanted to make this video. You see, most people see autistic individuals as all the same. They always think that, oh, this person has an autism spectrum condition, so they're going to be really good at maths, they're not going to speak to anybody, they won't look anybody in the eyes ever, and you won't be able to have a conversation with them. Well, this isn't in fact true. Most of the people who I know on the autism spectrum have great ability to verbally express themselves through a vast vocabulary. Some of the most amazing people I've met with autism actually don't have that good math skills. They don't have this technical math brain, which is fine because we are all individual. This is something that everybody always forgets. Now I always get compared to, oh, you're not like that person's kid, or oh, my friend's autistic and you're not like them. And I was like, well, that's interesting because we shouldn't be the same because we're not the same. We are individuals. We are different people. But people always forget that. Now, I wanted to try and explain autism and kind of some of the things that I experience in my life right now. Right, let's jump upstairs. Let's do it. Okay, cool. So we're upstairs. Woo, that was crazy. So autistic people. One of the things, I'm gonna go sit in this is my nook. This is where I sit. This is where I sit to contemplate life. So I'm gonna come sit here and talk to all you lovely people about autism. And people always ask that question, what's it like being autistic? Well, here's some stuff that I would just want to share with you guys. So being autistic is kind of like being all by yourself in a crowded room. And what I mean by that is that there's so much going on in my brain that it's hard to comprehend what's what. And the only way I can explain it is like there's circles, okay? The circle's spinning. So you have this circle spinning over here, and this is like daily life. This is like, I'm gonna get up, up right now and I have to get up. So my body clock is saying, get up, it's time to wake up. Okay, cool. And then we have another spinner over here. And this spinner is saying like, okay, you got to remember to eat. You have to remember to eat. But your brain is thinking, I'm getting up, but I want to do the cool things. I want to get up and I want to start making videos. I want to get up and I want to start learning my specific subject, my specific interest need. And then you have this set plan in your head of how the day is going to go. So you're spinning this plate here and then you're spinning this one here. And then you have another one over here, which is like, I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to get changed, get my stuff out of the closet, the wardrobe, whatever. And then you've got these 3 things spinning, and all these things are spinning, right? And they're all your things. And you can kind of manage all those things. You can look at them and say, okay, this one's spinning over here, this one's spinning over here. But somebody comes in and says, okay, we're changing the plans, and then they hit one of those circles. It flies off like a disc and it hits all the others. And by doing that, it just completely turns your day on its head. And the only way I can explain it is like, imagine setting up loads of dominoes in a row and then somebody flicking one of them and then setting them all off, and you're like, okay, it's all going, but then somebody taking one of the middle ones away and then it only gets halfway through and the rest of them are still standing there. So all the stuff that you planned has now gone to heck and you're never going to accomplish those things. So that's kind of like the dailies. That's kind of like my, I have to like have my routines, my patterns and things that I'm going to do in my day, and I love those things, and I feel like it can become very chaotic. Now the other thing is that I am quite content in my own head. I like the things I think about. I like my specific interests. I love talking about SEOs, and I love talking about YouTube and aliens and stuff and cool stuff like that, right? But when you're confronted with real life where people want to talk to you about other things, they want to talk to you about the weather or shopping, or you have to comprehend something that's, the logistical comprehension of how to articulate a shopping trip, which is completely difficult because your brain is very comfortable with the things that it knows, but then these people add in foreign interest, and that foreign interest becomes chaotic, and it becomes like there's only so much space inside my head, and my mind is trying to keep up like 1,000 miles an hour. And I hope some of this is making sense, because it's hard to describe it any other way. And I feel like I'm constantly on a tipping point where I'm trying my best to make sure everything is kept up, like these plates are spinning, my day is going well, I'm remembering to do all those things, and I'm at constant tipping point, which means that at any moment this could all tip. And like tipping, I mean like it could literally just, a change in routine could cause my day to go completely off the chart. And then like if it goes off the charts, then I'm going to be like, uh-oh. And going uh-oh and off the chart is basically when meltdowns happens and shutdowns happen and things like that. And some days I find life so exhausting that I can't even get up out of my bed because I just feel so overwhelmed with it. It's like there's white noise everywhere other than in my head. So when I'm in my head and I'm thinking about the things I'm thinking about, that's awesome. When I have to like interact with the world, it's kind of like white noise. It's like a hot white, like I don't know the best way to explain it. Like when you open your door, it's like so many things, noises, people, smells, like it's crazy. It's like literally, it's like imagine being really peaceful in bed, and then the next minute somebody throws you out of the bed and you're on the middle of the street, you're naked, you're cold, and there's like a bunch of people walking past really fast and just like arguing with you and like shouting at you and stuff, and there's like buses in the way, like beep, beep, all that kind of stuff. That's what it feels like every single time I want to go out of the house. It's crazy. So how do I deal with that? I actually put headphones in my ears and I wear sunglasses and I have a coat or a hoodie that's up to about here. Okay, it doesn't work that well in the summer, but having a hat does actually help keep me quite secure and make me feel like I'm still in my own head. Also guys, a big shout out, if you guys noticed, I'm actually wearing my merch right now. This is the AspieWorld merch. If you want to be part of that superhero squad and support this channel, merch links are in the description below or just underneath this video in general, which I find quite cool because now I have merch that you guys can enjoy. Awesome, right? Okay, but above most things at all, in relation to the autism spectrum, I feel like the most difficult thing is interacting with people I don't know, traveling, and the unexpected. Like, so I try my best to plan everything out. I try to be like as efficient, as on it, as organized as I possibly can. But the fear of the unknown cripples me so much so that when I sometimes organize to go somewhere, I organize as much as I can, but the fear of the unknown will stop me going there 100%. And this obviously is an anxiety issue. This comes comorbidly with an autism spectrum condition, and that absolutely sucks. Now, dealing with people on a day-to-day basis is super difficult. And what I mean by this is I know what I'm talking about, and I know all the things that I have planned out in my head to do and to talk about during the day. But when I go out and I have to speak to somebody, people will be like, oh, you know, there's etiquette about like waiting in line in a certain fashion, or certain things that you say to certain people and things that you can't say to certain people, and things that may offend this person or offend that person. And all these are unwritten, untold things that you're just supposed to just know. And for people on the autism spectrum with an autistic spectrum condition, this is difficult. I don't know these things. I don't know those boundaries. Like, it's so difficult to try and think in my head and go, okay, right, that's not appropriate to say here, or that's appropriate to say that. This stuff is challenging. This is why I just tend to just not talk to people in public. Now, a lot of the time, I get quite overwhelmed in big social situations. So if I'm like somewhere with like Naomi's family, Naomi's my girlfriend. So if we're somewhere, sorry, my dog is in the background, like walking around. Randy. Crazy dog. So when we're with my girlfriend's family, I kind of get overwhelmed, because when there's a lot of people and a lot of people want to say a lot of things, you gotta imagine, I'm spinning all these plates right now, and then they come in with all their plates and we're all trying to spin them, and it's not gonna happen. And so this is one of the reasons why socializing is super, super difficult. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to. Like, I want to go and see friends. I want to see people. I want to talk to people. But I feel like you have to surround yourself with people that can understand you and that can support that specific need. Oh yeah, and whilst we're talking about it, I guess eye contact is obviously one of those big issues. I don't actually like eye contact. I find it kind of really difficult, and I also find it super uncomfortable to make eye contact with people, especially people I don't even know. So like, people on the autism spectrum can have issues and difficulties with things like food and textures and smells and sights and sounds, and all these things are sensory overloading, and all these are sensory input issues that are caused by something called sensory processing disorder. You know, that person's not being miserable, they're not being grumpy, they're not being spoiled, they're not causing a tantrum, and they're also not fussy with their eating. What they actually are is either overly or underly sensitive to certain sensory stimuli. Now, this video is designed to tell you guys about how people with autism, you know, how they interact with the world, how they communicate with each other, how they communicate with the rest of the world around them. And this is me being honest and telling you guys how to do it. It's scary. The world is a scary place. When I was a little kid, I was absolutely frightened of everything. My parents had to walk me everywhere. I couldn't go anywhere on my own. Everything was so confusing. I didn't understand why we'd go from this position to that position. I didn't understand why events took place in certain orders. They just seemed to be completely random. Like, you know, oh, we're going to school, and then we're home, and then we're going to the beach, but then we're going home, we're having dinner. All these were just completely unlinked events, and it's made no sense to me. The older I got, I still don't understand these things, and I still fear for it. You know, I'm 33 years old this year, and I still can't understand how people can walk into the middle of a city on their own and just be like, okay, I'm going to order a coffee or a tea, and just like be happy just sitting here ordering tea and coffee. That scares the living daylights out of me. Like, I can't do that. I can't get on a train on my own, can't get on a bus on my own, I can drive places on my own, but when I get to the place, I can't get out and be on my, it's just like, it's the craziest experience like ever, because I see people doing it. And when I was a kid, I used to think, oh, when I'm older, I'm going to be cool because I'll be able to understand those things. I'll be able to go and do those things that other people are doing, and I'll be able to go and, you know, sit in the middle of like a coffee shop in Manchester or London or something, and you know, just be like a normal person, and just like, you know, I can't do those things. And that's like the biggest issue. Like, I want to be you know, I don't know. I just want to fit in as much as possible in my eyes, and it's difficult. It's a constant battle to try and, you know, get into that. But anyway, that's just rubbish. So, guys, I just hope that you have learned something from this video, and that like my ramblings have really like opened your eyes and explained some stuff that maybe you haven't already thought about before, or didn't even know about people before being, you know, on the spectrum. Look, if you feel like this video can help somebody understand what it's like being on the spectrum, or help somebody understand autism, please share this video. And also, if you would like to leave me a comment, I would love to know your thoughts and your experiences and your personal you know, attributes to autism in the comment section below. Please do that right now. But yeah, guys, super awesome. I loved in this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.